What's up, everybody?
Hey
Are
everyone.
you? So it looks like we're live now.
Is it just the two of us?
Um, as far as I know, unless yeah, this is viewers watching, but they can watch after the live. It's all good.
All right, you go,
So,
girl.
so this is supposed to be about the Pauline Robert Berger case and chit chat on how to be respectful to one another. So, would you like to start with anything?
I think we should start with the chit chat part.
Okay. Well, you can lead it off.
You know, I think that I have been a victim of, harassment on YouTube. And when I go back and I look at the comments that are made about me, it doesn't really make me feel good about a person, like about me. And I think people really need to be mindful of what they're writing or typing or even saying, because you don't know who's on the other side of the computer, and you don't know if you're going to hurt someone. You don't know if they're going to hurt themselves. You don't know how it's going to affect anyone. I don't know. I've just been looking and I've been going back, and even if it's not about me, I've been watching certain channels and all they do is bash people in the comments, and I don't like that. Do you like that?
No, I have to agree with you. It's kind of like what we were taught growing up. You need to watch what you say to people. You don't know if somebody's been through. A lot of people don't understand words. They think, okay, they're words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Saying, when in reality, some words that are spoken, whether it's verbally or on social media, actually do more damage than anything in the world. I don't agree with the bashing. I don't agree with belittling anybody. I think one thing that really gets me is everybody's grown, and but everybody's acting like children. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own different outputs and opinions and everything like that. It just seems like it's a hard thing for everybody to respect somebody's different opinion, and then they want to take it to a whole nother level. So
And I've also been told, because if I have something going on in my life, that I shouldn't be on YouTube. Well, I don't agree with that. I do have things going on in my life, but I watch YouTube because there are things that help me get through the day, like cooking shows. I, I don't know. I watch Phasor. I don't know if that's because he's funny. So when people tell me that I shouldn't be on YouTube, that's really none of their business.
exactly.
And I think
It's
that
just
you
like with
had
me.
this. I think you had the same thing, because I know people were telling you not to be on YouTube, but they're not you. Like, who
Exactly.
are they?
Go ahead.
Who are they to tell you what you can and can't do?
Exactly. It's just like with Facebook. Honestly, like, people like say, oh, well, don't have social media, period, if you don't want whatever. But the thing about it is it's like me. I have family spread all over the world, quote unquote, And sometimes the only way I can contact family I haven't seen in years is through Facebook, you know. And the way I feel is people should be able to get on YouTube if they want. People should have social media if they want and not have to worry about being bullied.
I also feel like you shouldn't be bullied by going into another person's live.
Exactly. It's kind of like, to me, it's like literally just immature. And YouTube seems to be like the telephone game in elementary school. One person says something, and by the time it gets all the way back around, it's not even anything that was remotely said.
I agree. I have told a lot of people to come to the source. Don't listen to what you hear. Come to the source.
Exactly. Well, and and the thing is too is when people do go, you have some people that will go directly to the source of the problem. Um, People want to deny everything. Um, Literally, YouTube is a shit show. It's full of drama. Um, and the thing is when you keep throwing gasoline into that fire, it's going to get bigger and bigger until it explodes, and that's exactly what's happening on YouTube. And I mean, I'm really at a loss for words. I just can't believe, like, when I first started coming on YouTube was about the middle of February, and it went from like the most peaceful time of the evening. I looked forward to it. With not only mental health problems, but I have severe anxiety and panic attacks. So, like I needed to calm down, and that's what I look forward to. And lately, it just got to where I didn't even want to be on YouTube. It was actually making me worse than I was before I got on it. So.
Yeah. And see, I'm the same way. I came around in March, like at the beginning of March. And I was using it the same way for like, to take my mind off of other things. And I had no idea that there was this much drama. Like,
It really wasn't that much drama when I first joined. I mean, everybody seems so loving and all that. And I spoke to my therapist, and they were like, "Oh, to prevent anxiety attacks or slow them down or anything or depression, do something you like." So when I first joined YouTube, I was like, "Wow, you'd be surprised that YouTube actually got me to where I was happy most of the days." And then it just turned from everybody being so nice to really, really bad, like Armageddon.
I know. And I want you to be able to get back to that happy spot because I think you're incredible.
Oh, you're incredible also. And that's life's too short to not be happy. And people who don't want to be happy, they've got some serious issues going on. I don't know. I mean, none of us are promised tomorrow. So, why not just love everybody and treat everybody with respect?
That's exactly what I said. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. So I always look at it as I wouldn't want to leave this world known as someone who attacks other people. I want to leave the world with people knowing that I have a good heart because I know I have a good heart.
Yeah, you do. People need to realize too, they're not God. They have no right to judge one another for anything. I don't care whether it's somebody's looks, if they're big, if they're little, their color, their religion, whatever. Nobody has a right to be judged. Everybody's built differently. So, people that bully people because they're little or because they're big or whatever, like really, that's not something that you should judge because everybody has a difference in them. We weren't all made to look the same.
If
It
we
just mind
were, we
boggles
would be
me.
pretty boring. I mean,
Exactly. It was like if everybody was made to look the same in every feature, like literally, you might as well just stand in front of a mirror.
right. And my mom has always told me, the golden rule: treat others the way that you would want to be treated, and walk in their shoes for a day. Like, don't make fun of someone. And I'm not like that. I wouldn't want to make fun of someone because of how they look or any of that because I just think it's cruel.
Exactly. Like my mom always taught us when we were growing up, respect is earned, not given. You can't expect to live a happy life if you're constantly bashing somebody else. You know, it's I don't even really know the right words for it because it's just like I said, all mind boggling. I mean, how do you go from like this one big happy place to like nobody really wants to be around anymore? You know what I mean? Like you got to treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be called names or bullied or whatever, then you shouldn't do it to other people because you never know what someone's been through. And like their situation is going to be different than yours. And just because you can handle it doesn't mean someone else can. And you may be the reason why someone's pushed over the edge.
That's why I think that you need to find people that I always call it like your tribe, people that have your back no matter what. Because I think that unfortunately there's not a lot of people out here that you can trust. But I think once you find that tribe that you know is there for you and has your back and has the best interest for you, like those are your people. And it doesn't matter. It may be a little number, it may be a big number, but I think I think that's the problem is there's not a lot of trust on YouTube. And I think that's where things need to be fixed.
Exactly. I mean, but YouTube really, in a sense, is just like real life. Because you have it on YouTube, you have it in real life. You have people, oh, I got your back, I got your back. But then when shit gets tough, where are they? And that's the same in real life. And people are always, well, why don't you trust me? Why don't you trust me? Well, because nowadays people's words don't mean anything. So it's like, you say you got my back, but do you really? And people's true colors always show in the end, always. And I don't just turn my back on somebody because somebody says, oh, well, you shouldn't like this person or you shouldn't like that person. No, until that person does me wrong, I'm not going to step away.
I'm the same way. I agree with you 100%. Because I know that everybody wants proof and they want stuff, but I go to the source.
Exactly. Not too many people do that nowadays. So, I mean, people need to learn. Respect is earned, not given. You could be a butt kisser or whatever. That doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm the type, if you want my respect, you got to give it. And I'm not going to do back to you what you do to me, but know that karma will get you for what you done. So that's why, like, I sit back and I'm just like, okay, well, you done this to me, you done that. You said this, you said that. Well, that's fine because I know the truth.
Right.
And that's what matters. I know the truth. And karma's looking at them, and, I'm not going to be the one that when judgment day comes, that people have to answer to. So, I'm not saying I'm perfect because nobody in the world is perfect, but I do treat people how I want to be treated.
Right.
So if a person gives me respect, I give them respect online. I'm kind of tired of like letting, people pushing me in a corner and I'm scared to, like with the live tonight, I was kind of scared to do it because what people might say, but this helps my sanity. It helps yours. We got to do this for us. So that's what we're doing. We're striving forward. As it states in the description, any and all is welcome, but this is one channel that will not stand for no disrespect.
Yep. And we're not going to talk about anybody because that's not the type of people that we are. Have we both been hurt?
Exactly.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm moving on from it.
Exactly. And it's really like Medea says it best, people are going to talk about you till the day you die, and there's not a damn thing you could do about it. It's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. So people can call me whatever they want to call me. They can say whatever they want to say. Just so everyone knows, I'm not giving them the satisfaction. Say what you want. Don't need nobody coming to me, hey, this person said something about you or showed you or whatever, because I really don't care because I'm an adult. And as an adult, that's the least of my worries.
Interested in this case that you brought to me.
Okay, yeah, the Pauline Robin case. So basically, I stumbled upon that. As I used to see, everybody's doing like couple-year-old cases or new cases. When this case actually happened on March 12th of 1978, I kind of feel like
Yeah, that was a long
the
time
old cases.
ago.
Yes, that people that were murdered back in the days, even though, you know, like with Pauline and Robin, and that happened March 12th of 1978, and here we are, May of 2021. They still should not be forgotten. So basically, I looked up. I got more names to do research on, but I basically looked up cold cases that aren't solved yet, and it's tragic. When I read it, it was pretty horrifying.
And isn't her brother still trying to figure out what happened to her?
Yes, her brother actually is teaming up with law enforcement. They still have DNA from back then, and since of course technology and all that's advanced, he is trying to get basically a solved as to who murdered his sister.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So Pauline Robin Burgett, she was found deceased in her bedroom in her family's duplex on March 12th, 1978. She had been beaten with a blunt force object and stabbed, and they think she might have been sexually assaulted. And so her murder remains unsolved to this day.
Do they have any leads, or do they have any idea?
Not from what I gathered. They said that there was no sign of forced entry. And there apparently was a couple people in and out of her home. They said she had many boyfriends. And she basically had ended most of the relationships with them. She had also been the subject to many threats from different people at an apartment back where she used to babysit. Have you seen anything else about it?
Now, I just think it's interesting because I think, how they always say that sometimes the person.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering if it's someone that she knew.
I'm not really sure. They said that, well, due to the crime scene, they said it was clear to police that her killing was committed whilst the perpetrator was in a rage to the victim. Apparently, she had several altercations. And they also said there was also said to be an older man who had made a number of advances on her. So they really don't know exactly who it was. But they did say there was no sign of forced entry at the property. So whoever was at the property was invited.
Interesting. I think we need to look into like people that she surrounded herself with. Because I think it's important that we focus on the cold cases.
Exactly. Now, the discovery of the body that I had found, which I'm new to this case, as are you, they said that Pauline was left home alone while her mother and brother Chad went out of town for the weekend. She was due to stay at a friend's house, but she left her friend's house telling them she was going to meet a boyfriend. So it is unknown who she met or if she met anybody, but she did not return to her friend's house that night. She was found deceased in her bedroom by her brother Chad on the 12th of March, 1978. They also, in the evidence, the police have DNA taken from the crime scene. The DNA is from two unknown individuals. They have yet to get a match on the DNA that they do have. There is evidence to suggest she may have been sexually assaulted, but investigators don't know what happened the evening of her death. She may or may not have had consensual sex with one or more of those that they have DNA for.
I think I want to look more into it. What about you?
Yes, absolutely. It like I said, it's tragic. I mean, she was beaten, she was stabbed. It's just it's heartbreaking, and to know that it still has not been solved. I mean, um, that, and then another one I would like to look into further is the Sherry Lynn Marlar. She went missing from Greenville, Alabama in 1984.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one, but I'll look into it.
Um, well, probably we'll get laughed about this, but I have a notebook, so I don't do laptops on that because if they crash, your stuff is gone. um, there was several cases. She actually with Sherry Lynn Marlar, she went missing the morning of June 6th of 1984 in Greenville, Alabama. Um, I looked a little into that case, not entirely a lot. Um, her mother, what I do remember reading, her mother left instead of waking her, because her mother worked at a Waffle House. So that's pretty much all I got about that one.
Okay, we can find out more.
If I can ever find my I think I'm getting old here. So, I mean, is there any cases that you do know about that you want to talk about, or? Oh, we lost her. One moment. Well, so I guess that will be it for this evening. We'll definitely try to come back tomorrow evening. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.